Hello. And for more progress. Did I reach the next boss? Where will once again freaking screw with me no end, I know. Whoa. Hey, at least let me know if you're stopping so suddenly. Stop whining. I saw something weird just now. It was a magic engine that looked like a floating eyeball. It's got to be security or something like that. I think we're a little past being surprised by something like that. What did you expect? Welcoming party? Still, we do need to be careful. Without any of our equipment, we won't be able to put up much of a fight before we're captured again.
Look, it's him.
Yeah.
Oh, did you all get put in there again? I'm so sorry for all this trouble. Here, I'll get you out at once.
I am so sorry you have to keep doing this.
There you go. Take care.
You've been a great pal. Hey, let's get a drink later.
Take care.
That was annoying. I was still around the corner. I shouldn't have been seen. Ew, that was close. What's that thing going for us? We were out of its line of sight. Must respond to loud noises as well. So even if it can't see us, it can find us from the sounds we make. We'll have to be careful. Look out, here's another one. Can't get past this. Not if we can't even make a sound. Oh, I know. How about we use that can? Did respond to the sound of the rolling pipe. You're gonna kick that then? Well, try not to kick it somewhere we aren't, okay? Try to kick it, no, whatever. We'll have only one chance at this. Just kick it straight ahead, Kine. Now, let's go. Another one. Well, this is no good. There aren't any cans or pipes nearby either. Hey, how about we close the shutter when it goes behind it? And the shutter. The timing could be hard to judge, but nothing else comes to mind. You get the most brilliant ideas sometimes, Jensen. What do you mean sometimes? Shh, don't shout like that. Let's go. This way or that way? Which way is correct? Hey, stop. Whoa, what now, drama queen? Keep it down. Can't you see those soldiers? Are you serious? Guess we'll have to find another route. Answers that question. Whoa, did they find us? I don't think there are any soldiers here. This lit up plate sounds an alarm if it detects any strong vibrations, like us running across it, for example. Trap. Well, that's bad news. If there were any soldiers nearby, we would have been goners. We may see some yet. If we sit here and wait for them, let's try not to set off any more alarms, alright? Okay, that's just a shortcut. Hey, look at this chump. Isn't he a sneaky little fella? Let's just slip past him. Keep the noise down. Wonder what the hell's down there, though. Help! Christ not fucking mighty, just let me the fuck out! So fucking dumb, it shouldn't have been able to see me from there. There wasn't actually been anything over there at all anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I can't fucking see. What my course is there are things down here. There's definitely nothing down there. Unless there's something right in the corner, which is entirely possible, there's nothing down there either. By the way, there's definitely nowhere to hide down there, so...
Hey, what's the matter?
I know I keep saying this, and I know I said this earlier, but your memories are returning. Aren't they?
Maybe.
You hate them so much. What's your problem?
Ever since we stopped the magic energy leaking from Grand Staff, you get that look sometimes. Did you get exposed back there?
Got no use for the past.
Kime! Don't say things like that.
It's none of your business.
Hey, great. Yeah. Maybe I was just a little too quick to throw that black pearl. Golly, I gotta lighten up. I'm just way too tense. I need to get back to those 3 girls.
Load these into the lift. Yes, sir. Hey, look over there. Our weapons. Load them. It makes it sound so easy. What do you think my arms are made of? Still, I can't move all this stuff by myself. Okay, he's gone. Now we can get our weapons back. Alright, transformation complete. Well, I got to sleep and now we come along and wake me up. Now you come along and wake me up. Yeah, you owe me for this. Don't be like that. If anyone else finds you sleeping... Hey, you there. Where did you come from? Oh, damn, I guess they found us. Not much choice. Not much choice left for us. Let's just take them out quickly.
If it's a fight you want, you got it.
Decency to die. Oh my god. Oh my. Yep. Locked. I sure mean business with security around here. Ugh, not me today. Oh, right. You can do over 100 points of damage.
Only the strong survive.
Isn't this a way too strong? Way too fucking strong. wonder if it's the one with the save point outside it. Full useless doors.
Shh. What's that? You hear that?
What? Jensen!
That's a harp. Yeah. Queen must be in there, right? I mean, no dude plays a harp. Yeah.
Queen?
Ignore it. It'll lead to trouble.
Hey, I've got a sixth sense about these things. The Queen's gotta be hot. I didn't pay my respects. I mean, I'd have to turn in my man card. Time to work my magic.
Ah, idiot. What are you trying to pull, Jensen? Open up!
It's no use.
Oh, that moron.
Do you know anything about the Queen?
Well, from a long time ago. If nothing's changed since then, she's definitely someone I know.
Looks like your own memories are returning. So you're not afraid of the past?
No, I like the past. It's thanks to the past that I'm here now, right? If memory serves me correctly. She's someone from the past who made me who I am now. She smiled when she held out her hand to me. Even when stranded in the middle of the ocean, faced by me, a pirate. She wouldn't show any fear. I felt a certain kind of strength and a special kindness from her. The Queen could have arrested me for piracy, but instead she invited me to her palace. We talked about a lot of things. It was a huge surprise to find someone in such a high station who was so open-minded. No, she wasn't just open-minded. Even though we'd just met, it felt like we'd known each other for years. Our talk seemed full of nostalgia. I laughed for the first time in a long time. I don't know if she felt the same way, but at any rate, she seemed fascinated by everything I said. Treasure hunting in the Great Eastern Ruins, beating the crap out of pirates who stepped out of line. I covered it all. Tell me about your life. But when I look back at the way she let me keep talking, I think she might have longed to be free, just for a moment. Here, take this. Scoring a queen's pendant without a fight. I must be really lucky today.
No, I'm only lending it to you. The next time we meet, I want it back.
Ooh, can't pass up a chance like this. Sorry, gang. wait, Your Highness, please. I'm not dangerous. I swear. Whew, thank you so much. Please, just don't call the guards yet.
Who are you?
I beg your forgiveness, Your Highness, for the sudden intrusion. Jansen Freed, at your service. I am but a simple fool, drawn here by your lovely harp song.
The White Boa is already underway. Where did you come from?
Any man who heard such an enchanting melody would grow wings and fly to meet you. Land or sea, just as long as he found you. Like this. I would very much like to know your name, Your Highness.
Ming Numara.
Such a lovely name. And I've finally gotten to see you smile. Please, feel free to laugh at this simple fool. Just seeing your smile has made it worth risking your wrath at my uninvited presence.
Is something the matter?
Forgive my impertinence, but even though your smile shines bright, Your Highness, I also see loneliness. Your harp song you were playing earlier feels the same. It's as if it reflects your own heart.
My heart?
When you play, the melody radiates kindness and warmth. But sometimes it sinks into sorrow. That sorrow is what drove me to you and sparked a desire to smooth it away.
What is that?
I shall heal your sorrow. Please, trust me. If you remain here, your heart will only be stained with more sorrow.
My heart. Stained with sorrow. Jansen, why did you really come?
What a woman! Great. Just great.
Freaking. Ugh.
What was that?
To Her Majesty's room! Hurry! This way! You again? Ugh.
Crap, Jansen, you idiot.
Hope no one heard that. Can't hear anything from here. What's going on? I'll head back to the entrance over there. Let these drop in one. You know what?
What are you doing here? Plotting to kidnap the Queen?
Hello, General?
Oh, man.
I see you're at least smart enough not to resist. Take them away.
Yes.
You men, follow me to Her Majesty's room.
Understood.
Your Highness, it's General Kakanis. I heard a loud noise just now. Are you all right? Your Highness, please open the door! Ah! Your Highness!
It's no good, sir. It won't open.
Bridge, open the door to Her Majesty's room, immediately. This is an emergency.
That's strange. It doesn't open.
Idiot! You open the emergency hatch! Ah!
That can't be good. Although somehow I doubt that they're dead. Let's just get out of here now. Where was that emergency escape I heard about? Wait a sec. Why are there stairs here? Now I get it, because this is the emergency escape. He's out here, huh? Well, I better finish this finishing it before someone catches on to me. Right. Now I have to fight with him on his own.
Oh yeah! Let's get it on! I did it!
You are a moron, Jensen. Up, where is he? Don't know if he can actually use the skill like that or not. We're about to find out.
Oh yeah! Let's get it on!
Right, yeah, misunderstood. Fucking course he does. And you have a chance to fail at fleeing. Wonderful. That makes that fucking point. And you went and survived the fucking attack. God damn it! Piece of shit. Fucking hell. This is the worst! Fucking idiot. Ugh. Completely hate Jensen. Completely and totally. It's a total piece of fucking shit. Should I stay here and try to level up a bit? Hell.
Out of my way.
Fucking bad.
Like taking candy from a baby.
And Seth. let's get all these skills learned anyway. Might be able to look out and get another level as well. Fucking Jensen. Goddamn fucking failure of a person.
This does not look good!
Good evening. Oh, really damage. Give me them, it's gonna be a pain in the ass. Way too many of these goddamn rings as well. Screw it. Skip. Skip. Ah. Fucking tool. Making my fucking job harder. Hope you die horribly. Oh, this shit again, just fucking behave.
What are you doing here? I see.
Yes.
You men.
Understood.
Your Highness. Your Highness. It's no good. Bridge. Open the... Mad straight. Idiot!
You can lay off the random fucking battles. Said lay off the random battles.
This does not look
Fucking keep
good.
having them. Fucking take your turn first.
Oh, that was easy.
Well, it's as good as any place. Hey there, little guy. You lost? You're not chasing me too, are ya? Whoa! Whew. Close one.
You're quite kind, aren't you?
Ah, you're awake, Your Highness. What? Okay, this isn't funny. I need to get out
You
of this.
know, I was never really asleep.
Huh?
I couldn't judge your true intentions, so I tested you. I sincerely apologize.
Well, then do something about this, okay? Would ya?
Not just now. I am the queen, and I cannot just simply run away with you.
But that Kakanas bastard is taking advantage of you. You can't be comfortable surrounded by these lunkheads, can ya?
Even so, I will not forsake my duties. Your feet will be fine. Just remain here for a little while. Nothing higher will turn to stone.
Gee, thanks for considering my, higher parts.
You finally sound more like yourself.
Huh?
Such insincerity reflects poorly on your true self.
Whew! All that formal speech stuff is making my shoulders stiff anyway. But I'm fired up now, my queen. When I get out of this, I'll prove my sincerity to your heart's content. Oh yeah, you can bet on it.
Your Majesty!
Ah, crap. Oh, this is so unfair.
Have you been harmed?
Testosterone boy. Oh, man. Golly.
bring together in this place all our dreams, all our hopes, and all our dedication. We shall not avert our eyes from our shadowed reflection in still water, nor succumb to apathy. Numata exists so that power may coexist in harmony with peace and tranquility. To show how our power can sow peace, I now release these visitors to our fair city. They have been prisoners. I now declare them free.
Well, it's about time. You? Ah, yeah.
Travelers, you are free to go.
Ming!
Ming?
Travelers! Thanks to Her Royal Majesty's leniency, you are now free to go. Now, move along! Royal Guards, dismissed!
All that trouble to release us, and now they simply turn their backs.
Well, I say it's great. I mean, we're free, aren't we? And it's all thanks to Ming.
It bothers me that you speak so casually of the Queen. Is there something you're not telling us, Jansen? Did you do something to her?
Wait, come on.
Okay, whatever. In the bar, Johnson was short. I'm not sure enough that I didn't die once. Let's wonder what was to the south. Let's just need... No, okay. 3 exits tomorrow.
handled your role well.
So, my performance was acceptable?
Yes, Your Highness. We should now be able to achieve our objective. Let them loose and follow them to the truth.
And what will we gain from this exercise?
When we have proof they work for the enemy, we'll lock them up again. They'll give us excellent leverage in negotiations with Ura, and beyond the negotiations, we stand to gain information about Grandstaff.
Grandstaff?
Ura has built a gigantic magic engine called Grandstaff, and we suspect they're plotting something. Right now, Ura poses a terrible threat to the entire world.
A threat?
Our intel has confirmed that the tragedy at Wool Highlands is connected in some way to Grandstaff. If we continue to allow Ura to run rampant, that tragedy could be repeated again at any time. The authorities in our military have voted unanimously to seize Ura as a preventative measure.
You plan to start a war?
The White Boa is already being converted into a battle flagship, and we've begun assembling troops and arms. This action is for the sake of the entire world.
I won't allow it.
While your majesty may have other ideas, the people will surely approve these safety measures. In this present magic industrial revolution, your majesty's isolationist policy is pushing the nation to its limit.
National isolation promotes peace.
This new regime must be created for the sake of world peace. We shall spread your majesty's teachings using our nation's military might.
You think military force can avert violence?
Would you rather see a meteor fall on Numara? If that were to happen, the people who so adore you would be reduced to ashes in an instant. No, the Grandstaff should not be in the hands of those simple-minded fools in Ura. We Numarans should control it. Then we can use it to maintain peace all over the world. Numara would become the most powerful, peace-loving country in the world. No. War is inevitable, Your Majesty. Figureheads. They should just keep quiet, play their role, and smile. Someone get in here, now!
Well, that's happened. This isn't it. Some of these ones are clearly fucking visible. Right, that's the inn looted. I'm tired of it. He was the one who suggested going on a gondola for a date. Just how long does he expect me to wait? Just over there. It's gonna bug me. When I grow up, I'm gonna be a mercenary. Why? Well, come on. Aren't they just so cool? My mum says I gotta help out in the shop, but forget about that. If I was a mercenary, I'd be a million times more famous than a soldier. All the nations in the world would want me on their side. It'd be so awesome. Time recalls a memory that was locked deep within his heart. Dream has been revealed. The ramparts will fall to the enemy. It is just a matter of time. They will mount their attack at dawn. The main body of the Allied forces has already drawn far back from the front. Only the mercenaries are left behind the barricade. Their orders? Defend it to the death. These men who have gone from battlefield to battlefield know exactly what that means. Talkative mercenary. Really should have appeared first. They've just left us to die. Yeah, they've just left us here to die. Chuckles the one called Toma in the darkness. In darkness too thick for a person to make out his own hand. They want us to buy time so the main force can pull further back. We're supposed to be their shields, performing our final service for our employers. His dry, papery laugh shakes the darkness. Kime says nothing in reply. Other mercenaries must be gathered there around them in the blackness, but all keep their thoughts to themselves. Mercenaries have nothing to say to each other on the battlefield. They might be on opposite sides in the next battle, at a time like this. A time like this especially, when they have to defend the barricade against the enemy's withering attack. Blech. They can't spare the time to even look at each other's faces. Blech, I cannot read today. Kaim knows nothing about this fighter called Toma. His voice sounds young. He probably has very little experience as a mercenary. If a man grows talkative in the face of death, it means that deep down somewhere, he has a weakness that prevents him from becoming a true soldier. A mercenary with even a hint of such weakness can never cheat death and live to see another day. It is the law of the battlefield, and a man like Toma will only learn that law in the moment before he loses his life. We're done for. We'll all be dead in the morning. We'll have that silent homecoming they talk about. Can't stand it. Just can't stand it. In the darkness, no voice rises to second these sentiments. It's too late for talk like this. The day they chose the mercenaries' path was when they should have resigned themselves to death. They sell their lives for a little money. They prolong their lives a day at a time by taking the lives of one enemy after another. That's what a mercenary is. Nothing more, nothing less. Hey, can anybody hear me? Whoops. How many of us are here? We're all going to die together. We'll just be a line of corpses in the morning. Don't shut up now. Answer me. No one says a thing. Instead of voices, the silent darkness begins to fill with a tangible sense of annoyance. Wordlessly together on the battlefield, wordlessly to fight the enemy, and just as wordlessly to die. That is the rule of the mercenary, the aesthetic of the mercenary, if such an expression may be permitted. But Toma has taken it upon himself to abandon that aesthetic. I knew it was hopeless from the start. Headquarters didn't know what they were doing. There was no way a strategy like that could work. You know what I'm talking about, don't you guys? We had to lose. It's a total mess. I wish the hell I had joined the other side. Then we could have gotten a mountain of cash for winning. We could have drunk ourselves blind. We could have had all the women we wanted. I could have gone either way on this one, but I picked the wrong side to fight on. Hey you, an older voice booms out in the out of the darkness. An angry voice. Yeah, what? Answers Toma, his voice more vibrant now, having at last found someone willing to talk with him. As if to crush his momentary enthusiasm, the other man goes on. How about shutting up a while? If you really want to run off at the mouth that much, I can send you to the next world a step ahead of the rest of us. I'm sorry. Instantly dejected, Toma falls silent, and the darkness goes still again. The stillness is charged, however, with a deep tension, far deeper even than before Toma started talking. And the veteran warrior knows. Watch out for talkative men. Being talkative means trusting in words. Trusting too much in words. Words are useless on the battlefield. You take up your weapon in silence. You steel yourself in silence. You fight in silence. You kill the enemy, or he kills you, in silence. All the mercenaries here have lived this way. All but the talkative one. A soldier who clings too desperately to words may cling just as desperately to something else. To the sweet trap of betrayal, for example, or the seduction of desertion under fire, or the lure of madness. Kaim has often seen pitiful mercenaries who, unable to endure the terror of being surrounded by the enemy, go berserk and attack men from their own side. Will Toma prove to be another such case? The possibility is great, and no doubt the other men are thinking the same thing too. In the stillness, they turn the same gazes towards Toma that they reserve for confrontations with the enemy. looking for any sign of change in his demeanour. The moment they perceive the slightest threat in him, the blade will soundlessly pierce the left side of his chest. The silence continues. Not even the usual all-night cries of insects can be heard tonight, as they were last night. Perhaps the insects knew enough to clear out in advance of the enemy's dawn attack. The thought reminds Kime that he saw no birds in the area yesterday either. Although animals came to snatch food when the men first built this fortification, there has been no sign of them for several days now. Animals have mysterious powers of foreknowledge that humans have lost. This becomes painfully obvious for any visit to a battlefield. There can be little doubt that the animals have turned their backs on this barricade. Right about now, in some distant forest, a huge flock of black birds may be taking wing in search of human corpses to strip of their flesh. It's feast time, boys. They already know, somehow. Once the sun is fully up, the battle will be over. If they don't get here first, they'll lose their feast to a flock from another forest. Their black bodies hidden against the night sky. Those birds now are probably flying for all their worth. A voice in the night. Toma's voice, weeping. Listen, you guys. I don't know how many of you are out there, but we're all going to die in the morning. Or most of us. Maybe one or two will live to escape. No more. Think about it. Those are lousy odds. You've all been through this before. You're veteran war heroes. You're probably not scared, but even so, even if you're not scared, don't you think this is stupid, huh? Tell me, you've been through a lot more battles than I have, so tell me, what the hell are we here for? We don't hate the enemy. We don't owe our leaders on our side anything, but we've got to kill the enemy and follow our leaders' orders, and we're still going to end up dead. Tell me, you guys, don't you think it's pointless? Don't you think it's stupid? The only response to Toma is the impertinent click of a tongue in the darkness, followed by someone else's sigh of annoyance. I can't take it any longer, says Toma. I hate this. And now he is sobbing. All I wanted was some money, and maybe something better to eat, and maybe nicer clothes. I would have been happy with that. What a mistake I made taking work like this. I never should have done it. Kime keeps all his senses open for movement in the night. Aside from himself and Toma, 5 other soldiers are crouching down in the darkness. Not bad, all are experienced warriors. They would not have been able to put up with Toma's whining otherwise. If they let themselves get angry and started shouting at him or grabbing him by the throat, or wailing away at him, it would just end up consuming their strength and energy before their work started at dawn. If this is an assemblage of men who know how to keep their silence, the chances for life are that much greater, assuming, that is, that the talkative, weeping man does not become too great a burden for the rest of them. Still sobbing, Toma continues to curse his fate. Suddenly, something is different. Something stirs in the silence. This could be bad, Kime thinks, sharpening his attentiveness still more. When dawn breaks, Toma will get in our way. Because of him, the possibility for life will wither. The mercenaries know that, and because they know it, they might do whatever it takes for them to secure for themselves even the slightest added chance to live. I don't want to die here. I tell you, not now, not here, like a worthless dog. You guys feel the same way, don't you? Moonlight shines down from a rift in the clouds. For a split second, Toma's tear-stained face appears in the darkness. He is even younger than Kime imagined from the sound of his voice. He is practically a boy. Clouds hide the moon again, and thick black darkness enfolds everything once more. A dull light stirs in the depths of the darkness. Without a word, Kime darts windlight towards it. He was able to gauge the distance between himself and Toma during the flash of moonlight. Kime grabs Toma's arm. Something hard falls to the ground. The dull light flashes again, this time at their feet. and melts again into the darkness. A knife, driven by fear of death. Toma was trying to slit his own throat. Toma twists away and tries to free his arm from Kaim's grasp, but Kaim chops him in the solar plexus. Without uttering a sound, Toma passes out. With Toma slung across his back, Kaim strides through the darkness. Eventually Toma wakes and thrashes his legs to get loose. "Stop it! Let me go!" Kaim lowers him to the ground. Every once in a while, the moon comes out. Check your direction when that happens. Go straight towards the setting moon, Kaim says gently. What the hell are you talking about? It's the only way you can get out of here. Kaim has chosen the thinnest part of the enemy's encirclement. Of course, there is no guarantee that getting through here will save him. From now on, Toma will have to believe in his own luck and abilities. Are you coming too? Toma asks. No, I'm going back. You escape alone. Why? You come too. Let's both escape. Come with me. Toma clings to Kaim's arm as he pleads with him, but Kaim gives him a hard slap on the cheek. The flesh of that cheek is too soft to belong to a veteran warrior. It is the flesh of a boy, a kid. You go alone. But why? To live, that's why. What about you? You want to live too, don't you? You should run away with me. You don't want to die, do you? Want to live? No. Kaim has no great desire to live. He lives because there is nothing else he can do. He lives because he has to. Toma is far too young, his own burden of life far too fragile for him to know the pain of such a life. We live to fight. That's what mercenaries do. But get the hell out of here. You're ruining it for the rest of us. You guys will never win this battle, so why not run away? It's our job to fight. With that, Kaim turns on his heels, starts back the way he came. Toma stands there watching Kaim move away. And a moment later, he himself darts into the western forest. To fight or to flee? Kaim cannot know which holds out a greater promise for life. He also believes it is better not to know, except, I hope you make it, boy, he mutters, walking on. The eastern sky is beginning to brighten little by little. Soon the enemy's all-out attack will begin. From the western forest, a few birds take to the air. Perhaps it means that a small-scale battle has started in the silence, or that the poor young mercenary has been felled with his back to the enemy. Kaim does not look back or break his stride. He feels certain he has seen that talkative mercenary before. Before the war broke out, the boy was selling fruit in the market along the highway. He was a good boy, took good care of his mother. The woman of the market was saying, "Live a long, full life," Kaim wishes for the boy as he himself walks on, glaring at the lightning eastern sky. End. Does this lead back? Yes. I'm sorry, but the one at the end is off limits to regular customers. Welcome, what are you looking for? Gonna get in the back room. Thank you. Now the loading's all taken care of. Are you sure this is okay? Won't the captain yell at you if he finds out how much you're helping me? You help me? Ah, don't worry about it. It's the sort of thing we can handle on a flash. Yeah, think of it as payback for all the hot lunches you've made us. If you need any more help, just give us a call. Dream has been revealed. Letters from a weakling. Once, there was a woman who came from a foreign land to marry into an old family. Her husband was from a tiny village in the mountains, but he was working in a thriving harbour town abroad when he met and fell in love with her. At the time, he asked her to marry him. His father in his home county collapsed and died. In his home country, collapsed and died. Being the eldest son in his family, the young man had no choice but to return to his homeland, taking her with him, of course. Her name was Mina. This was not a name used by the woman of his homeland. Indeed, her name was not the only thing about her that was different. The colour of her skin, hair, and eyes, and the language she spoke were all different. Had the young man's hometown been a harbour city where people of many different lands crossed paths, there would have been nothing unusual about this. In such places, there were any number of homes that welcomed foreign men and women into the family, generation after generation. But this is about as deep in the country as you can get, the young man told Kime, sighing on the night he made mine his wife. Kime had rushed here all the way from the harbour town in the far country to attend the wedding. At the banquet, the young man had given Kime a look, and the two had slipped away from the festivities. They were standing in the garden, looking up at the night sky. When the eldest son marries, his wishes are of no importance. What matters is family. Two families negotiate the engagement, and a bride is chosen who is acceptable to the groom's parents. There. Still talking. The two families negotiate the engagement, and a bride is chosen who is acceptable to the groom's parents. That's how it was with my parents. My grandparents did the same. I know what you mean, Kime said with a nod. Judging from the formal wedding ceremony, it was easy to imagine the highly constructive... the highly conservative nature of the area, and just as easy to imagine that the relatives had not welcomed Mina into the family. Alex, Kime says to the young man. Yes, the young man answered, still looking up at the sky. You're the only one who can protect Mina, you know. I know that much, Kime. Mina is a wonderful girl. I know that too, of course. The three were good friends. Kime and Alex had worked together offloading ships at the same pier, and also together they had often gone to the neighbourhood where Mina worked in an outdoor stall. Even now, Kime retains the bittersweet memory of Alex and Mina struggling to communicate in each other's languages. You know, Kime, Alex said that night under the sky. I think you sensed it too, but Mina was drawn less to me than to... Kime cut him short. Never mind, he said. Never mind, he said with a pained smile. Of course, Kime knew how Mina felt, and if he had responded to her feelings, she and Alex would not have been married here today. But Kime had held back instead. He had urged Alex to pursue his love for Mina, and helped the two come face to face. He felt no regrets about having played the part of an unlikely Cupid for them, destined to continue his never-ending journey, Kime was unable to love Mina in return. One of Alex's uncles stepped out of the house drunk. Alex, what are you doing out here? He growled. Groom can't be absent from the reception. Sure, I'll be right there, Alex said, turning towards his uncle. Kime tapped him on the shoulder. Make Mina happy, Alex. Leave it to me, he answered with a smile. Come on, said the uncle. Hurry up, the groom's supposed to sit there a long time. The entire family is here and we're going to drink the night away. He grabbed Alex's hand and dragged him back into the house. The man was all smiles with Alex, but when he glanced at Kime, his borderline polite smile could not disguise the gleam of distrust in his eye for an outsider. Kime was sure he had noticed that same gleam, though perhaps not as openly displayed, in eyes that alighted on Mina. So that was the kind of village to which Mina had come as a bride. You better make her happy, Alex, Kime called out again towards his friend's receding form. I'm counting on you. But now the uncle had his arm around Alex's shoulders, and he was noisily monopolizing his nephew's attention. Alex never heard those words from Kime. It was 3 months later when Alex came to visit Kime at work on the pier. I'm in town on a buying trip, so I thought I'd stop by to say hello, Alex announced. But judging from the fatigue evident on his friend's face, Kime had a pretty good idea of his real reason for coming here. As casually as possible, Kime asked, How was Mina doing? With a feeble smile, Alex replied, After the wedding, things happened. Mina had been accepted neither as a member of the family, nor as a resident of the village. There were too many differences in daily customs, in culture, but the one thing that made Mina too different from the tiny village was the brown colour of her skin. If only she could speak with people. Mina is trying her best to learn our language, but my mother and the other relatives make no attempt to learn hers, not so much as a good morning or a thank you. They insist it's up to the daughter-in-law to do all the adapting. Still, Mina was working hard to draw her closer to Alex's family and birthplace. She would be the first one out to the fields in the morning, work without a break until the sun went down, and do sewing until late at night. She would try to talk to people in the local dialect that Alex had taught her, using gestures and body language, and she would apologize profusely with abject smiles whenever she failed to understand what they were saying. Kime could easily imagine Mina going through these exertions, which made Alex's report all the more painful to him. You should come to visit us now and then, Kime. Mina would love to see you too. Kime responded vaguely with a silent nod, and Alex added, I want you to come and cheer her up. Said nothing in reply. What's wrong, Kime? Are you angry? I'm not going to visit. Why not? You promised me you'd make her happy, remember? We agreed that you're the only one who can do that. But still... Sorry, they haven't got time for this. They have to get this ship loaded before it sails at sunset. With this curt dismissal, Kime turned away and continued working. Alex stared at him from behind, looking frustrated and confused. Kime could feel his friend's gaze on his back. Because he could feel it, he kept working without another backward glance. Eventually, Alex gazed up and left. Neither man spoke words of farewell. A year after the wedding, Mina gave birth to a son. The boy had brown skin like his mother. He had just started crawling when Alex visited Kime again. There was talk of a divorce, Alex said. There's nothing wrong with our relationship. Mina and I love each other, that's for certain. But my mother and the relatives say there is no way they can accept a brown-skinned child as the family heir. His existence supposedly harms the marriage prospects of my younger brother and sister too. So they want us to send the baby to Miner's family. It's gone that far. Alex had lost a great deal of weight. He was obviously living with much pain every day, trapped as he was between family and Miner. None of this made sense to Kime. However trapped Alex might be, as long as he was firm on what was important to him, there could only be one answer to his family's demands, and he should be able to arrive at it without anguish or confusion. I know how strong you are, Alex sighed, speaking to Kime's back as Kime went on hoisting huge, spine-snapping crates in silence. The longshoremen here were well paid for handling crates on their own, loads that it would take 3 ordinary men to lift. The daily wage was calculated by the number of loads each man lifted, so asking for help would result in a pay cut. For this reason, Kime and the others never complained or asked for help. They would lift even the heaviest loads by themselves. Alex had been like that too. If someone nearby asked him, "Are you going to be okay with it?" he would be all the more determined to do it on his own. "Fine, fine," he would smile and grit his teeth. He would lift the giant load. But Alex was not like that anymore. I'm starting to think that maybe, in the long run, tying Miner down to a life in my village is just going to make her unhappy. My relatives say they'll support Miner and the baby, so it's not as if I'd be abandoning her or chasing her away. It's just that, for both our sakes, starting a new life... Having finished piling crates on deck, Kime turned towards Alex for the first time. He was looking down at Alex on the pier. "And you're all right with that? Huh? If you're convinced it's the right thing, then go ahead and do it. It's not for me to interfere." Alex's features distorted under the impact of Kime's words. Kime said nothing more, but went back to work. His anger and frustration were reaching the boiling point. Alex had no idea that Miner had been writing to Kime on occasion, since shortly after the wedding, about the hardship she'd been facing in the home of her husband's family. She said not a word. Instead, she would spell out how happy her current life was, and declare repeatedly how much Alex loved her. Always, the letters would end like this: "I'm sure you too must be living happily, Kime." This was why Alex's report of the situation at home had filled him with such tense anger and frustration. He had never answered Miner's letters. He felt certain that if he were to write to her, whether with words of encouragement or comfort, or even playing along with her sad lies, something important that gave her spiritual support would snap in two. "Come see the baby, Kime," Alex pleaded. "Miner would be thrilled if you do that." Instead of responding to Alex, Kime called out to him from on deck. "See that crate over there? Can you lift it?" The crate near Alex was one of the same size and weight as the one that Kime had just loaded onto the ship. In the old days, Alex would not have hesitated to carry it up to the ship, every muscle in his body shuddering. Now, however, Alex gave Kime one timid glance and, smiling to hide his embarrassment, said only, "Not me." Kime said nothing more. He felt strongly that their long friendship had come to an end, though in fact for Kime, whose life would go on through all eternity, it had been nothing more than a momentary acquaintance. Kime has been on his endless journey ever since. Now and then he thinks back to those bygone days. Both Alex and Miner long ago came to dwell among his distant memories, the kind of memories that revive with a deep sense of bitterness, and there they are to this day. Alex made his third trip to see Kime a year after the baby was born. Having wasted away to a mere shadow of his former self, Alex stared vacantly at Kime, and his voice lacked all intonation as he announced Miner's death. She had killed herself, hanged herself in the barn. Kime was amazed at his own detachment as he took in Alex's words. Miner's letters had stopped coming several months earlier. Either she no longer needed to spin those sad little lies about being accepted by Alex's family and the townsfolk, or she had lost the strength to invent them anymore. In effect, it was the latter Kime was learning now. To the very end, she could not make anyone accept her. My mother, my family, or the town. Alex said tearfully. She was all alone, finally, to the very end. Without a word, Kime punched Alex in the face. Alex seemed to know and accept the fact that the punch would be coming. He did nothing to resist or defend himself. The fist hit him full on and sent him sprawling in the road. Why? Kime demanded to know. Why did you say she was all alone? And when Alex righted himself, he smashed him in the face again. Alex began coughing violently and uncontrollably. And when he spat up a gob of blood, a broken back tooth came out with it. Kime knew well enough that Alex had been suffering too. They had been engaged in a desperate struggle to do something about being trapped between family and wife. Otherwise, he would never have wasted away so dramatically from the brawny young man he used to be. As well as he knew this, however, Kime could not forgive him. He had promised, he had given his word, he would make Mina happy, he would protect her. Kime could never forgive Alex for failing to make good on his oath. Wiping the blood from his mouth with the back of his hand, Alex dragged himself to his feet. I know how strong you are, he said to Kime, as he had once before. But this time his words took on a far sadder tone. But let me tell you this, Kime. My mother and my relatives, and the others, their way of looking at things is not completely crazy. To live in peace and quiet in the country, you have to follow the country's special rules. It just so happens that one of those rules was not to accept a bride like Mina. I was born and raised in that village, and I know the village code. Know it all too well, which is why I've been in such pain all these months. I'm a weakling, I suppose. In your eyes, I'm probably so weak you want to spit on me. So laugh at me, hit me, despise me if you want to. Come on, hit me again. Alex thrust his face at Kime for more punishment. Kime threw another punch. This one landed squarely on his nose and may have broken it. Alex crumpled to his knees. The blood that gushed from his nose was blacker than the blood from his mouth. Alex looked up at Kime with a smile of self-derision. Mine should have been with you. That's what I think. If she had married you and not some weakling like me, she'd still be alive. With a wordless, strangled cry of rage, Kime lunged at Alex, grabbed him by the collar and hoisting him to his feet. Another punch, still another. Kime was not planning to stop punching Alex. Now, though, with Kime's hand still fastened on the front of his shirt, Alex looked straight at Kime for the first time since coming to the dock. Why didn't you ever answer Mina's letters? That's all she was hoping for. A letter from you. So he knew. Alex knew everything. It's terrible out there in the country. Anybody who wants to can find out who wrote letters and who got them. Everybody out there is like family. Everybody but Mina, that is. Alex had wanted to. He could have quashed Mina's letters easily. Then, not one of her sad little eyes would have reached Kime. But instead, Alex had read the letters and resealed the envelopes and sent them to Kime one after another. He had internalized Mina's sad little lies and started looking for Kime's answers even before she did. Kime stopped his fist in midair and asked, How could I have possibly answered her? Why not? Alex retorted. You know how trapped she was feeling. You must have known how much encouragement one word from you could have given her. But you were Mina's husband. Yes, that's true. But you were always the one deepest in her heart. I knew that, and because I knew that, there was only one thing I could do. No, it couldn't be. Astounded, Kime lowered his fist as Alex said to him, I wrote to her. I pretended I was you, and I wrote her letter after letter. Be strong, I told her. Keep your spirits up. I'll come to see you soon. You're too strong, Kime, so you can't understand the feelings of weak people. But I don't have that problem. I'm weak. I understood how a weakling like mine felt. Alex cried, the blood streaming from his nose and mouth. There is one thing I don't know though, Kime. I don't know whether Mina actually believed that the letters I wrote were from you, or whether she knew what I was doing and pretended to believe. I wonder, was life in my village so painful to her that she couldn't go on living without pretending to believe? Kime made no attempt to answer Alex's question. Slowly, he let the strength go out of his clenched fist and released his grip on Alex's shirt. Alex drew a step back from him, then took another step, putting distance between them before his final revelation. There was one letter, just one that I didn't send to you. That was 3 months ago. It was the first letter in which Mina begged you for help. She said she wanted to run away and asked you to come and save her as soon as possible, to rescue her and the baby. That was the letter Alex threw away. Posing as Kime, he wrote a 2-word answer, be strong. The day after she read the letter from Alex, Mina hanged herself in the barn. Kime stood rooted to the spot, crestfallen. This left him momentarily defenseless. Alex shot his fist at Kime's solar plexus. Though his feeble blow could hardly be called a punch, the pain it inflicted might have been greater for Alex's own fist than for Kime's superbly conditioned muscles. What an idiot I was! Be strong! Such words might have meant something to somebody like you, but to burden a weak person like Mina with them, no, they could only break and crush her. Alex gave another tearful, self-disparaging smile and thrust his face towards Kime. So hit me! I don't give a damn! Hit me all you want! Beat the hell out of me! But let me ask you this, Kime. If I had sent her last letter to you, would you have finally answered that one? Would you have been able to accept Mina in all her weakness? Kime did not know how to answer this question, nor did he raise the clenched fist to Alex again. So ended the story of Kime and Alex. Alex turned and walked away, but Kime could not bring himself to call out to him. He simply stood there, drained of all emotion, and watched him go. Alex did, however, turn to face Kime again, when he had put enough distance between them so that Kime could barely make out his voice. I can tell you this much, Kime, he shouted. I'm going to raise that boy of mine. I'll make him into a man in my village. I may have been too weak to be a husband, but as a father, I'll do better. I'll make him happy. Kime returned his words with a silent nod. Alex allowed the hint of a smile to show on his badly swollen face. He then turned on his heels once more and strode away. Kime never saw Alex again. Every now and then, Kime remembers Alex and Mina as he proceeds on his endlessly long journey. When he thinks back on what he himself was like in those days, wanting only to be strong in all things, the memory is a bitter one. If only he had been the person he is today, the present-day Kime would not have rejected such human weakness. Now he can accept the fact, sometimes with a pained smile, sometimes with genuine heartbreak, that everyone is weak. If only he could begin his journey again. Mina might not have had to die. But this is no more than a hopeless dream. He meets them only once, and they are gone forever. The mortals, the humans, the ones without eternal life. This is what makes them all the more dear to him. This is what makes his breast burn for them. Aware now that he has failed to love human weaknesses, Aware now that he has failed to love human weakness throughout his battles and his wanderings, Kime turns his step towards Alex's old village. Alex himself, of course, is long since dead, but Alex's descendants, you can tell at a glance. They have brown skin. Brown-skinned youths are the ones in charge of the village festival. Brown-skinned old women teach girls how to weave floral decorations. Brown-skinned children and those who are not brown play together in all innocence, free of care. Perhaps this can compromise a tiny epilogue to the story of Alex, Kime, and Mina. The graves of Alex and Mina lie side by side atop a low, windswept hill. Kime picks flowers from the field and offers them at the doomed couple's graves before returning to the road. What is human strength after all? Kime still does not know the answer to this question, and this is why again today his journey must go on. The end. Welcome. We have a large selection to choose from, so please stick around as much as you like. Okay, I obviously have all of that. Excuse me, I'm afraid you can't enter this room. It's our administrative office. But there's a flashy glowy thing back there. Oh, there's a whole ass ghost town over here. There's probably enemies. Down here. Eastern Tribe campaign. Under the rule of its 1,000-year-old queen, Ymira enjoyed an unprecedented period of peace. The hypercurrent served as a barrier against outside invasion, and Her Majesty's policy of peaceful coexistence served to strengthen the nation. Ymira first faced danger 500 years ago when an Eastern tribe wielding powerful spirit magic sent a massive force into Ymira. The army entered from the southwest, clashing with our forces in a fierce battle in the lush forest that covers the region. This battle details a severe blow to Ymira, although it is hard to imagine now, but at the time only a small handful of people, including Her Majesty, had magic abilities. The magical power source itself was still weak, and much of the magic's inner workings was still a mystery. The Eastern tribe used its spirit magic to engage in warfare in ways the Ymirians had never imagined. As with black and white magic, spirit magic takes advantage of a mysterious, unknown power, but its basic principle and methods are far from similar. In the end, the battle concluded with Ymira's victory after Her Majesty reluctantly made use of her arsenal of black magic. The forest was soaked with the blood of Ymirians and Eastern tribesmen, with countless dead on both sides buried where they lay. The battlefield, known today as the Crimson Forest, is now home to a legion of wandering spirits. Her Majesty, concerned with the danger that the forest poses, has prohibited entry into the woods ever since. Great snacks for kids! Sweet, fluffy, steamed cakes are a hit among children everywhere, and in some fruit for a novel delight. Ingredients: egg, milk, sugar, flour, 1 teaspoon baking powder, pinch of salt, fruits, as many as you like. First, sift the flour and baking powder, mix the eggs, milk, sugar and salt in a bowl and beat well. Then blend in the sifted flour and baking powder. Cut the fruit in small pieces and work into the mix, leaving a small amount to decorate the finished cake later. Put the mix into molds and place into the steamer. Put in a toothpick to check if it comes out clean. If it does, the steamed cake is done. Dress it up with various colourful fruits to dazzle your children. Best served hot with tea. Great. Now I want cake again. Freaking game with nerve to make me hungry. Mum said the kids didn't touch the bookshelf. We broke it or messed up anything. She'd get really mad at us again. The Brave Little Boy, Part 1. Once there was a little boy who was very brave. He was also very well behaved, so all of his family loved him very much. In a nearby mountain there was an evil monster who liked to cause trouble for the people in town, ruining their crops and kidnapping their children. He was strong, his fangs were sharp, and his body was covered with tough scales, so none of the soldiers in the land were strong enough to defeat him. Ugh. Ow, 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 ow. One day the brave little boy saw how distressed the townspeople were. "Why is everyone crying?" he asked his mother. "Evil monster kidnapped the princess," she answered. "Why was the princess kidnapped?" the boy asked. "The monster likes little children and beautiful princesses the most because their meat is so soft and succulent," answered the mother. "Why isn't anyone helping the princess?" the boy asked. The mother answered, "The soldiers tried to rescue her, but they were all killed by the monster." The monster was one of the strongest in the land. Even when every soldier in town banded together to fight him, he just opened his enormous mouth and swallowed them up, all at once. "But mother," the boy exclaimed, "doesn't he have any weaknesses?" "The monster has no scales on the tip of his tail," his mother said. "So, when you touch it, they say it pains him terribly. But the monster is crafty and he never shows his tail to anyone. He always keeps his enemies in front of him." On hearing that from his mother, the brave little boy had a brilliant idea. To be continued. The Brave Little Boy Part 2. Sneaking out of town one day, the brave little boy was spotted by his friend, the little bird. "Where are you going?" "The monster is ahead and it's dangerous." "That's exactly what I need your help with. Could you go to the other side of the mountain and peck the monster on the head for me? You're small and you can do it while flying." The bird perched on the little boy's shoulder. "All right, you're my friend, so I'll help you." The boy and the bird climbed the mountain. The bones of the monster's victims were scattered across the mountainside, and the monster's fearsome bellow grew louder and louder. "Here I go," said the bird as it took off, and the boy collected some sharp, pointy stones and put them in his pocket. As he approached the mountaintop, the boy saw the gigantic monster. He sat still and waited silently until, from the other side of the mountain, he saw the bird shoot down like an arrow and pecked the monster's head with his sharp beak. The monster, surprised, turned around and tried to swallow the impertinent little bird. Just then, the boy lunged at the monster's exposed tail and drove his sharp stone deep into the soft flesh of the beast. The monster flailed about in pain, but the boy held on to his tail, refusing to let go. One by one he plunged all of the sharp stones from his pocket into the monster's tail. Eventually it proved to be too much for the mighty beast, and with a mighty thump he fell to the ground. The brave little boy found the kidnapped princess and returned home to his mother. The brave little boy married the princess, and his bird friend was awarded all the bread crusts he could eat, and they all lived happily ever after. The end. Really? So, we're gonna... Here it is. That's the town explored there. Hey, wait up. You're not my brother. I'm sorry. My sister must have caused some trouble for you. Look, you're going to get lost if you keep that up. Told you to wait while I get the balloon, didn't I? Ugh, okay. Dream has been revealed. Don't forget me now, you hear? Brother dear! The cry comes from behind as he wades through the post-town's crowds. At first, Kime does not realize that the person is addressing him, and he walks on in search of lodging for the night. The cry comes again, all but clinging to him. Brother dear, big brother! This is puzzling. He last visited the town 80 years ago. There can't be anyone here who knows him. Wait, big brother, don't go! His puzzlement begins to take on an eerie edge, for the voice addressing him as big brother can only belong to an old woman. Without letting his guard down, he turns slowly. Just as he thought, it is an old woman. Dressed in the clothing of a young girl, the tiny old woman is looking straight at Kime with a bright smile on her face. I think you may have the wrong person, he says, allowing his discomfort to show. No, I don't, she says with a big shake of her head and an expanding smile. Your big brother Kime. What? What's wrong, Kime? Did you forget me? Well, I mean, he can't place her. Even if he were to succeed in doing so, he knows he has no acquaintances in this town. He wonders, could this be a chance re-encounter with someone he once met on the road? But no, he is sure he doesn't recognize her, and strangest of all, why should this woman who looks old enough to be his grandmother address him as big brother? Don't pretend you don't know who I am, Kime. You're so mean. She yells at him loudly enough that people in the crowd stop and stare at them. It is not just the fact that she is shouting, of course. People always have to shout to be heard in these crowded streets. That alone would not attract attention. The old woman's voice is different from a normal adult yell. It is like the innocent, unrestrained cry of a little girl who throws her whole body into a scream. People turn shocked expressions on the old woman and quickly avert their eyes. Their dismay is understandable. The old woman has her dark white hair tied up with a colourful ribbon, and her dress has the same floral pattern and floppy sleeves as the little girl's. Many of the passersby look at the old woman with a mix of sympathy and pity on their faces. Gradually, Kime begins to comprehend the situation. This old woman has simply lived too long. This is why the past locked away in her memory has become realer to her than the reality before her eyes. A middle-aged passerby tugs on Kime's elbow. Bleh. I said like... If I were you, I'd just walk away. Don't get involved with her. You'll be nothing but trouble.
It's true, says the wife by his side, nodding. You're a stranger here, so you don't know, but this old woman is senile. You can ignore her. She'll forget everything in 5 minutes.
They may be right, but the fact is the old woman knows Kaim's name. In a little girl part of her mind, she thinks of Kaim as a big brother. He tries probing his distant memories. He spent no more than a few days here so long ago. He got to know very few people, and there can't be any of those left who still remember him. When Kaim goes on standing before the old woman, the noisy middle-aged couple become indignant. Try to be helpful, and what does it get you? Snorts the husband.
Let them work it out themselves, says the wives. Let's just go.
Which they proceed to do. Winding up her voice from maximum shrillness, the old woman calls out to them as they walk off in a huff.
Don't forget me now you're here.
In that instant, Kaim's memory makes the connection. The old woman greets his look of recognition with an expression of joy.
Do you remember me now? She cries. I'm Shushu. It's me, Shushu.
He does remember her. A little girl he met in the town 80 years ago. Perhaps 5 or 6 years old at the time. She was a precocious little thing, whose lack of shyness with strangers came from her being the daughter of an innkeeper. Somewhere along the way she had probably picked up a phrase she heard someone using, and so whenever a guest would depart after a number of days at the inn, instead of the standard goodbye or thank you, she would see the person off with a smile and a cheery,
"Don't forget me now, you hear?"
Only now, when he is suddenly able to see the girl beneath the wrinkles, Kaim must avert his gaze from the old woman's face.
What's wrong, big brother?
He cannot bring himself to look directly at Shushu's vacant stare. 80 years have gone by. What can they talk about when a man who never ages meets a little girl from the distant past who has aged too much? Let me through here, please. Sorry, let me cut through here, please. Forcing his way through the crowd, a young man rushes up to where Shushu and Kaim are standing. Great-grandmother, how often do I have to ask you not to go out without telling me? After scolding the old woman, he turns to Kaim with an apologetic bow. I'm terribly sorry if she's been a bother to you. She's old and getting senile. I hope you can forgive her. Shushu herself, however, angrily purses her lips and demands to know,
What are you talking about? I'm just playing with big brother Kaim. What's wrong with that?
She peers at the young man and asks,
Who are you?
The young man turns his sad gaze on Kaim and begins to apologize again. With a pained smile, Kaim stops him. Kaim knows that at times it can be sadder and more heartbreaking for a life to be prolonged than for it to be cut short. Sad and heartbreaking though a life may be, however, no one has the right to trample on it. She just can't seem to get it through her head that she's old. Even if I hold a mirror up to her, she asks, Who's that old lady? The young man, whose name is Kashas, further explains the situation to Kaim. She might forget that she ate breakfast, but her memories from childhood can be clear as a bell. Kaim nods in silent understanding. Kaish and Kaim sit on a bench in the town plaza, watching Shushu pick flowers. She is apparently making a floral wreath for a long-lost big brother. Really, sir? Do you have time for this? Weren't you in a hurry to get somewhere? No, I'm fine. Don't worry. Thanks very much. He smiles for the first time and says, I haven't seen her this happy in ages. The young man seems convinced that his great-grandmother has encountered in Kaim a person who resembles someone she knew as a child. Kaim allows him this. He knows that Kish cannot and need not imagine the existence of a person who never ages. Her health has really deteriorated lately. Whenever she runs a fever, we wonder if this is going to be the end for her, and we prepare for the worst. But then she springs right back. Sometimes we joke that her mind is so far gone she's forgotten to die. Kime sees the young man in profile. Cash has a gentle smile on his face as he speaks of his great-grandmother, no doubt. When he was little, she used to hold him and play with him. Grown up now, Cash watches over his great-grandmother like a parent watching his own child. He calls out to her, "It's nice, great-grandmother. I haven't seen you weave flowers together like that for a long time." Squatting in the grass with a fistful of flowers, Shushu answers, "That's not true. I made a wreath for him yesterday." Then she says to Kime, "Isn't that right, big brother? You wore it in your hair for me, didn't you?" Kime cups his hands around his mouth and calls back, "I certainly did. It smelled so nice." Shushu's face becomes a mass of joyful wrinkles, overcome with emotion. Cash bows his head. Kime asks Cash, "Are you the one who takes care of her?" Me and my wife Cynthia." "How about your parents, or even your grandparents? Are they still living?" Cash shrugs and says, "I'm the only other member of my family left alive." His grandparents both died in an epidemic 20 years ago. His father lost his life in the war that enveloped this area 10 years ago. His mother, Shushu's granddaughter, aged more rapidly than her own mother, and the lamp of her life was snuffed out 5 years ago. So, my great-grandmother has had to keep holding funerals over the years for her children and grandchildren. Before we noticed, she had become the oldest person in town. Must be lonely living that way." "I'm sure," answers Kime. "Might even be a kindness of the gods to let people fade out mentally when they've lived too long. At least, that's how I've come to see it lately. You would think she would feel lonely to be left behind that way, but she's not lonely at all. To live long means you have a lot of memories. Maybe it's not such a bad thing to live in the world of your memories during the last days of your life." Shushu stands up, her arms filled with flowers. "Big brother Kime, I'm going to make a floral wreath for you right now. And if I have any flowers left over, I'll make one for this other person too." Kime and Keish look at each other with bewildered smiles. "Why are you smiling like that?" Shushu asks. "Are you two friends now?" She opens her wrinkle-ringed eyes wide in surprise, gives the two men a joyful smile, and collapses into the grass. Cash starts to run for a doctor, but Kime grabs his arm and holds him back, saying, "You better stay with her." Ironically, Kime, who can never truly know what it feels like to age, has been present for that very reason at countless deaths over the years. His experience tells him that Shushu will not recover this time. Shushu is lying on her back where she has fallen. Her armloads of flowers now spread over her chest. Her face wears a smile. "Wait just a minute, big brother Kime. I'll make your wreath for you right away." Her mind is still lingering among her memories of the past. Will she stay like this to the very end? "Keep fighting, great-grandmother. Don't let go." Kish clings to her hand, tearfully shouting encouragement, but she may not even realize that this is her own great-grandson. "It's me, great-grandmother. It's Keish. You haven't forgotten me, have you? I bathed you last night. You knew who I was then, didn't you?" Keish appeals to her with all his might, but Shushu, a girlish smile on her lips, is departing from that distant world. "I'm going to be a father soon, great-grandmother. Remember, I told you last night. Cynthia has a baby inside. It's going to make you a great-great-grandmother. Family is going to grow. Another person with your flesh and blood." Still smiling, Shushu grasps one of the flowers on her chest. In her trembling fingers, she thrusts it towards Keish, and in a voice no more than a whisper she says, "Don't forget me now, you hear?" Keish doesn't understand. Indeed, how could he know the little phrase she always used to speak long before he was born? Kime puts his arm around Keish's shoulder and says, answer her. I know what you mean, great-grandmother. I won't forget you. I'll absolutely never forget you. How could I forget my own great-grandmother? Don't forget me now, you hear? I won't forget you, great-grandmother. Believe me, I'll always remember you. Don't forget me now, you hear? Shushu closes her eyes and lays her hand on the flowers on her chest, as if groping there for something. She seems almost to be trying to open the door where her memories are sealed. A soft breeze moves over her. The flowers adorning her chest dance in the wind, along with the memories. Surely among those memories is the Kaim of 80 years ago. Kaim snatches at one of the petals dancing in the wind, enclosing it in the palm of his hand. Shushu will never open her eyes again. She is left on a journey to a world where there is no past or present. The only ones she has left behind are Kaim, who will go on living forever, and Keish, who is about to welcome a new life into the world. Clinging to her corpse, Keish raises his tear-stained face to look at Kaim. "Thank you so much," he says to Kaim, the traveller. "Thanks to you, my great-grandmother was so happy to be picking flowers at the very end." "No, it wasn't thanks to me," Kaim says. He closes his fist on the petal in his hand and says to Keish, "I'm sure if she had made a wreath, she would have given it to your sweet new baby." Keish slyly cocks his head and mutters, "I hope you're right." But then, smiling through his clears, he declares, "I'm sure you are." "About that promise you made her, be good and don't forget her." "No, of course not." "People go on living as long as they remain in someone's memory." With these words, Kaim begins to walk slowly away. Behind him, he hears Shushu's voice. "Don't forget me now, big brother Kaim. Yeah." It is the voice of the little girl from 80 years ago, ringing ever clear, sweet and innocent, declaring farewell to the man who will travel life forever. The end. Ha! Made it through without breaking. It's freaking close. Oh, they threw together some really good stories for this. Whew. Right.
Wow, that's an unusual color for a flower.
Whoa, no kidding. Girls like flowers. Hey, mind letting me have one? Ow!
Don't pick 'em!
Hey, you little brat. Next time, say that before you hit someone. You got that, kid?
Shut up, you old geezer.
Geezer? Old? Oh, I'm going home.
Did you plant these flowers? Nuh-uh.
They're just flowers that grow around here. Mom says they're really rare. What are they called again? Tender flora. Yeah, what he said. Mom loves these flowers. They never wilt. She says they make people happy, too. Mom feels sorry for them since they're so pretty. And people just pick them whenever they want.
You know, I bet there are lots of people out there who would pick a flower if they knew it could make them happy.
It's because they're growing here that makes you happy.
You're right. You know, if you leave them here, then they can make everyone happy.
You're the only one who's ever said that. You must be a good person.
Well, thank you.
What's your name? I'm Cook, and this is my little brother, Mac.
Cook and Mac. Gotcha. I'm Seth. Nice to meet you. Kime?
Kime, hey, snap out of it, buddy. Cut it out. We're pals now, right? Hey, you're giving me that look again.
You were blooming
What?
back then.
Back what?
Back then? Back when?
Check it out. It's those prisoners the Queen just released. Yes, this looks suspicious. What are you characters up to?
Hey, stay back! Watch out for the flower! Please.
Flowers?
Hey, if you want to pick a fight, do it someplace else.
Hey, those are tender flora. You know, the ones that'll make you happy.
Oh, I've heard good things about them.
You're thinking about your girl, aren't you?
Yeah, if I bring her these flowers, getting her in the sack would be a snap.
I am on the same wavelength with that guy. Hey, let me get some of that action.
Don't even go there, Jansen.
All right.
Hey! You can't have them!
What's with you, kid? Out of my way!
Cook! Are you okay?
Yeah.
Real mature there, picking on a kid. Uh-oh. Hey, fine.
Listen up, losers. The Numaran military has the right to seize anything that grows on Numaran soil, including those flowers.
It's just a bunch of flowers. It's silly to pick a fight over something so small. What's with you? Out of the way, kid. It's no big deal. I'm just gonna take 2 or 3.
No.
What's with you, kid? I can't hear you.
I said no.
Whoa.
I still can't hear you. Oh, how cute. Hey, check out the tough guy.
I'm not moving.
Hey! Crap! What the hell's got him so worked up?
Hey, we could use this kid as the official flower guard. We've got quite a crew of strangers and brats here, eh?
Why don't all of you get lost? You're mucking up Numara.
Get your hands up him! You idiots are the ones who should get lost! Your breath is so bad, it wilts the flowers!
Cook!
Oh, not bad. I like that. Good choice of words. Very nice. Good. Loved it.
Hey, you little brat! That's not how you address a Numaran soldier. Just because you're a kid doesn't mean you can get away with stuff like that.
I wonder how long your chivalry will last.
Longer than your HP, huh? It's smart.
it take so long? Ow. Yep.
That was close.
I knew they weren't ordinary travelers. We'll find out who you really are one of these days.
Don't you forget it!
Yeah, we'll remember whatever we want, stupid. Wow, you guys are all so strong.
Well, we've been doing this for a while.
These guys haven't lived as long as they have for nothing, you know.
We want to thank you somehow. Right, Mac? How about we bring him home?
Home?
Yeah, we don't have much, but we'd love it if you came to our house.
That sounds really fun. What's the plan, Kime?
Let's keep moving.
Oh, come on. It'll be fine to rest for just a little bit, won't it?
Yeah, Kime, what's a day or a week, month? Come on.
Please?
Well, that settles it.
Why are you in such a rush? You got nothing but time. Kime.
You get to our house, take this path straight down till you see the ocean, and turn left there. Our house is the one with the blue door. You can't miss it. Ugh. Just in case. Hmm.
Pip it in the pot. There's a lot of... Okay, question. What the hell are these things? Figured they might do something like that, but do I know they actually are? Hmm. That as well. No. The medicine you ordered is in this package. However, I must remind you that this is meant as a pain reliever, not as a treatment for the disease itself. I know you are not prone to fits of despair, so I will be blunt. With your illness at such an advanced stage, treatment with conventional medicine will be difficult. I sincerely recommend you visit a doctor at least once. If you ask Her Majesty, I'm sure she will procure a talented sorcerer to suit your interest. Please take advantage of it. You must think about the children. Furthermore,
I have my doubts that living in the ghost town is the best thing for your health right now. I heard that you're keeping up the house after your husband's death, but you must consider the needs of the living first. Do you have any family you can call upon? I hope you can have the treatment you need. Best regards. Oh, this ain't gonna end well.
Hey, Mom! Mom, we're home. Mom, we brought some guests.
Is she sick?
Looks like it.
Good afternoon.
Hey there.
These people are from Ura. They protected the tender flora from these stupid soldiers, didn't they?
The flowers.
Mom? What's wrong?
Mom? The flowers. They've let me see you one more time.
The flowers. They brought us together.
Oh, Father.
Father?
What?
Father?
Lirium, is that you?
Father.
Lirium!
Lirium.
You survived.
Kime, your memories.
What is it? Why are you looking at me?
Gungora. Gungora was there.
I've missed you so much.
I'm so sorry. I couldn't save you myself.
Is Mom?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since. Sarah. I have to find her. She doesn't even know you're alive.
I don't have much time. Cook. Mac. Come here. Listen, both of you.
time here is my father. I know he looks very young, but he is your grandfather. The one I've told you so much about. Your dear, dear treasures. I've been able to hold on this long because you've been here. Father, take care of them, please.
Of course.
Father, there's something I've always wanted to tell you.
I know, Lirium. I know.
Lirium!
Mom! Mom!
I'm glad. So very glad. I could see you once more.
Mom!
Lirium! No, don't go. I'll bring Sarah here, I swear. Hang on, Lirium.
Mom! Mom! Mom, no! No! Mom! Wake up!
Father, if only I had a fraction of your strength. There was still so much I needed to learn from you. I depended on your guidance even when you scolded me for my weakness. Father! What is this? Stay back! Better brace yourself. For Ura.
Chairman, you fought rather well. I'd expect nothing less of you.
You were watching. Why didn't you help me?
Well, I didn't expect a frail puppet like that to best someone of your blood. I sent it simply to test you.
Huh?
Do you understand what I'm saying?
What? That puppet was one of your pawns? Why would you do something like that to me?
Because I do not wish to see the throne restored.
Throne restored? Wait, was the poison soup your doing? Chairman, answer me!
I cannot trust Ura to the hands of an incompetent ruler!
That's why you tried to kill me!
As long as a member of the royal family exists, dissidents will try to restore the monarchy. The royal bloodline must be extinguished! Just by being alive, you give those dissidents hope!
But I do not wish to have the monarchy restored, Chairman! There is no reason to kill me!
I will not stand for incompetence! There is only one way to atone. You must die now!
Chairman, this is madness!
If you are made king, Ura will fall!
I see no other way than to fight. Forgive me, Chairman.
Monarchy is no longer the right choice!
What have I done?
What happened?
Gongora!
Oh, I am too late.
He's dead? I had no choice. The chairman was trying to kill me.
I know. I know everything. All right, let's deal with this calmly, Your Majesty. Please, don't panic. Roxanne visited my manor earlier tonight. He spoke enthusiastically of his plans to prevent the restoration of the throne, to establish his own influence and such. To achieve those ends, he said the first thing that had to be done was to ensure Your Highness's death. I sensed peril, and although I am under house arrest, I escaped my incarceration and came as soon as I could. But I was still too late. I would never have expected the chairman to try to kill you, even as deluded as he was.
Gongora.
Chairman Roxian died in an accident.
You always come when I'm in danger. You are the only one I can rely upon.
Your Majesty, I believe your late father watches over you and sent me to your aid.
Father.
Let us go now. I will handle everything. Your Highness will not be suspected.
Yep. Gongara.
Oh,
Drink this. It will calm you a bit.
right. Oh. What should I do? I've killed a man!
Perhaps your memory is a bit muddled. It was an accident. Chairman Roxian passed away due to unfortunate circumstances.
But...
The chairman fell prey to a sudden illness. It was beyond the doctor's abilities to save him. Leave everything to me. I will announce the chairman's sad demise to the people. No one else will be hurt. No one will question your highness's integrity, and the chairman's good name shall be preserved. Consider this. If our nation lost both the chairman and your highness, it would plunge into chaos. If that were to happen, Gotza would undoubtedly take advantage of our weakness and invade.
Yes, Gotza would.
Remember, they have plotted against Kent and wore down Ura during the recent war. If Ura were to falter now, it would be an invitation for Gotza to invade.
What should I do?
There is only one thing your highness must do, and that is to protect Ura.
Me?
Yes, your highness. Like your father, you must lead your people with confidence and conviction. It is your solemn duty to overcome the incident that occurred today.
That is true. It is my duty. Gongora, will you stand by me?
Always, your highness.
If it weren't for you, Gongora, I don't know what I would do.
You sell yourself short. You are an able administrator, and you will one day be a fine king. Now then, today you must rest. Beginning tomorrow, you will be a very busy king. Kaim Argonar, from this day forward, you are my servant. Give me a sign of your fealty.
Welcome back, Kaim.
I think I'm gonna be sick. If Gongora wiped out our memories, he must be up to something.
So he took our memories, instead of taking our lives. By taking away what was most precious to us, he destroyed our hearts and reduced us to empty shells. If he's willing to go that far, what he's after must be this world.
The world itself.
Yes.
Ridiculous. Me, you, Gongora. I remember two others. One of them is Sarah.
The other one is Ming, the 1,000-year-old queen who founded Numara.
Does she remember?
I don't know. When we were released, we only got a glimpse of her face.
I'm going to look for Sarah.
Any ideas where to start?
In my memories.
That is true. The way you feel about people is different from memories. Feelings of love become a huge sense of loss when your memories are sealed. Those you've loved remain in your heart. You'll be able to meet her again, I'm sure.
I've stumbled upon my daughter's death twice now. The first time she died, my heart was filled with despair. The second time she died, though, it wasn't despair that filled my heart. It was hope. If he won't die, I'll bury Gongora in so much pain he'll wish he was dead. We have all the time in the world. That's the hope that I live for. Lirium helped me to live again.
Ah, they all lived happily ever after.
Kai, if the send-off tomorrow is too hard for you to bear...
No, I'll see Lirium off. It's my duty as her father.
Good morning. You must be Miss Lirium's father. Miss Seth contacted me. I'm here to assist in sending Miss Lirium off.
Where's Mom going?
She will return to Mother Ocean, who brought us to this land long ago. Even though her body goes to the sea, you will still have your spiritual bond with her.
Spiritual bonds?
Yes, your souls as mother and son will always be connected. Even though the body may have gone, these bonds are eternal. I'll need the family's assistance to give Miss Lirium a proper farewell.
What should we do?
It's nothing difficult. We'll need flowers to adorn Miss Lirium and torches to light the send-off flame.
I understand. I'll get lots of flowers, so Mom will look extra pretty.
Then, if you would take care of the torches, please.
You all right?
Yeah, but I want to do something too.
Certainly. I'll have you help me later. Well then, the first thing is to gather the flowers, please.
I'd like for you to gather about 10 white flowers as decoration for Miss Lirium. A bit of telling. Okay, this ought to be enough. These are the flowers we'll give Mum. Ah, you've gathered the flowers. It should be enough to send Miss Lirium off through her final journey.
All right, Mr. Kime, please gather the branches for the torch.
I'll need about 10 torches to light. I trust you can take care of that. You only really need to update on the last one, really. This should be enough.
Everything is prepared for Miss Lyrim's send-off. Let us begin. Everyone is waiting to give Miss Lyrim a final farewell.
I don't see Mac around.
He said he had someplace to go, and then he ran off.
Are you worried?
Mac has a lot of guts. He'll be fine.
I'm your grandfather. You can call me Grandpa.
Even though you're younger than Mom?
Yeah.
I'll stick with Kaim. Saying Grandpa just doesn't feel right.
Whoa. Look at that, Seth. Kaim's actually being nice. Huh.
Well, he is a grandfather with his grandchild.
Wow. I guess getting grandchildren can really change a guy.
I don't think it's quite like that.
I think I've got a pretty good guess where Mac went.
Where?
To get those flowers.
I see.
See, for us, we figured that as long as those flowers were blooming, Mom would stay healthy.
So you protected them?
Yeah. Mac and I, we both knew that Mom wasn't well. We wanted to stay together, even if it was just for a little longer. So we would pray to those flowers every day.
Cook!
The flowers.
I thought I could show them to Mom. But they've already wilted.
Those flowers. Wasn't it important to let them keep blooming naturally? Didn't your mother also say that? Well, wilting is something natural too.
I thought they would cheer her up. I never let anyone step on them.
Oh, you dummy. Did you think this would make Mom happy?
But these are Mom's favorite flowers.
And they were also there when I parted ways with Lyrim's mother, your grandmother.
Huh?
The fact that your mother treasured these flowers was probably tied to memories of those times. I'm sure your mother would understand your feelings. And I can understand them too. You're a good person, Mac.
You're nice too, Kaim.
I am?
Yep. I thought that about you just now.
Is that so? Go show them to Lyrim, Mac.
Mom.
I'm a little emotional about things like this, I guess.
Well, I don't handle these things too well either.
Mr. Kaim, take hold of the ribbons, please. These ribbons are the only thing that tie us, the living, to Miss Lyrim, the deceased. Miss Lyrim must now begin her new journey. Our final duty is to sever our ties with her in the form of these ribbons. Please watch Mac. He shall give us the courage to sever these ties. That is his role. You shall cut your ties with Miss Lyrim, while your undying love for her remains in your hearts.
You said that even if we have to cut our ties, we still have our spiritual bonds, right?
Yes, those bonds are eternal. Now, let us send Miss Lirium off. Many ribbons from Miss Lirium have been passed to her father. When all of them have been severed, Miss Lirium shall begin her journey out into Mother Ocean. Mac, with the lit torch you carry, trace the movements of the wands the attendees are waving. Those movements will convey the attendees' wishes and parting words to your mother. If you perform a move incorrectly, the attendees' good wishes will not be conveyed. If that happens, try again to match the movements of the attendees. When you correctly trace the movements with your flame, the attendees' torches will light up. Then the attendees will sever the ribbons with their flames to represent their own connections and to make their unseen bonds eternal. When all of the ribbons are severed, Miss Lirium will start her journey. Are you ready, Mac? It is time, everyone. Let us sever our physical ties with Miss Lirium.
The ceremony we'll be holding is a traditional method of seeing off the dead. Participants will light torches and use them to burn through the ribbon the gondola is attached to. Mac, it will be your job to light all of the participants' torches. Lirium was a good, kind person to all. Now then, let's begin. After expressing their condolences, participants will move their torches forward. Move your torch to the right, and bring your flame to the tip of your partner's torch. Yes, that's how you put them together. This motion serves to represent the rippling ocean. Be sure to adjust the position of your torch. Try touching the tip of your torch to the tip of your partner's torch, then the fire will surely catch. This time you will move your torch to the left. This motion serves to represent the rustling forest. Next, you will raise your torch up. The upward motion serves to represent the endless sky. Now you will lower your torch to the ground. This downward motion serves to represent the solid earth. The torch has been lit. There, the torch has been lit. It is time to say your final goodbyes to your mother. Stay strong, alright? You've got Cook with you. Your job then is to move the torch around like this, and light the torch of your partner. You'll need to pay attention to your partner, as each Numerian will move his or her torch in a different direction. Since ancient times, every Numerian family has had its own particular custom for sending off the dead. You must be aware of that. If you are unable to light a torch first time, you may retry as many times as you like. The important thing is that everyone here fully extends their feelings out to Miss Lirium. We do have many participants waiting, however, so do try to light them as smoothly as possible. My condolences for your loss. If you need anything, just ask. There's no need to be shy.
Lirium extended her kindness out to everyone. She helped my family, and I a great deal too. I may be the last one of my family, but I still want to show her how thankful I am.
Lirium was such a gentle person. I know she was ill, but I never thought it would claim her so fast. Hang in there, all right? I always looked up to Lirium as a woman. I wouldn't mind becoming a mother like her someday. I miss her dearly, but I want to show her my smile one more time.
Lirium was a wonderful woman. I'm sure she had things pretty rough, but she was always so bright and cheerful. Let's see her off with a smile. Well done. That was some fine lighting. Now it's time to say my goodbyes. Little ship will be lonely without Lirium around. Such a shame that she was so young. Let's make sure your mother has nothing to worry about when we see her off, alright? What a good job you've done with the fire. I'm sure Lirium would be overjoyed to see how well you kids are turning out. Now for my final words.
Mac, I thought you would have cried more.
Me too.
You know, you haven't cried since the funeral began. It's so strange. I don't know why I can't cry. You seem so calm. am.
Was your mother happy?
She was happy. She had lots of friends, and Dad was a really great person. Even the Queen cared about her and helped her out a lot. I'm sure she must have been happy.
She always missed you, Kime. And Grandma.
You don't cry anymore, do you, Kime?
You're strong, Kime. I heard from Mom that you are immortal and invincible. It's amazing. Not dying. It's really great.
Not necessarily.
Why not?
It means I see so many people that I care for pass on, like your mother.
You've seen it a lot?
Yeah, enough to lose count.
That's why you got so strong.
But it must hurt.
It does.
I want to grow up to be strong like you, Kime. Even if it hurts. Even if it's tough. I won't cry. I'm gonna be strong.
Right.
Cook, check it out!
Came back to life.
I just knew it. I just knew Mom heard our wish.
Do you still believe stuff like that?
Don't you think Mom would have done this? It's gotta be because of her the flowers are better. Mom is close, and she hears what we say. It must mean she's with us, Cook.
That's impossible.
Hey, Kai, can't you get your memory back instantly? I mean, that would save a lot of time.
Oh, you are so stupid, Jansen. Are you for real?
You don't understand. I care too.
You don't say. What's wrong?
Look at this. Mac went out again, and here, read it.
I'm going to meet Mom in the Crimson Forest. I want to show her these flowers.
Crimson Forest.
Ah, kids.
It's supposed to be a place where you go to meet the souls of the dead. But the Queen has forbidden anyone to go in there.
Oh, but he went anyway, huh? That little... Ah.
I'm gonna go look for him.
Wait, Cook. Wait. It's too dangerous. I'll go with you.
We'll go too.
What? We? No. Are you saying we? As in me?
Yeah, I did.
Look it. You know, the Queen says don't go in the forest. I think she's very wise. I don't think we should go to the forest. I'm gonna stay here and support the Queen.
Would you quit whining?
No. Save me, oh my Queen!
Shut up and get moving.
Oh, hey.
Let's go.
Man, I am so not rested. Gee whiz, another hike. Oh boy.
Unrelentingly heavy note. Ooh, looks like someone's a party member for now. Skill link. Cook.
Wow, these are useful. These are actually very useful. First. Just have a read. I mean, the kid's not in trouble. Is Meg okay? I hope he didn't hurt himself. Just stressing over it isn't going to do anything now, would it? Come, let's go look for him. And we will go look for him tomorrow. Because I'm going to want to learn these goddamn skills. Really, really, really am. So, that will be all for now. We'll be back tomorrow with more. Why have you frozen? Ugh. That is... Okay. Yeah, anyway. We'll be back tomorrow with more. Bye!